Lewis knows how to get a hold of me. And tonight, I'm going to read you one of my long story poems that'll just fit into the time that I'm basically reading to you because my grandma died a week ago Saturday. And this is a poem about burial customs, and while I don't know what my grandma would have thought of it, it made me think of her. So, concerning the curious burial customs of the witches of Megaira. For AFSB, friend of poets and fairy godparents, wise mother of witch worlds. On Megaira, the witches gave up solstices and equinoxes 50 years after the capital D displacement. The groves, more shrubs than trees, flower hydroponically, light years from the moon and seasons once demanding such rites. To be a witch, wrote the elders of the time, be practical, make old ways new. They circle still under strange name moons, dust devil, star bright, snow and wolf and harvest left to ancient history. The satellites shine into the groves, live, streaming from unblinking camera towers high above the unforgiving surface, brushed clean by tiny automated processes. Air and water, the witches know. Fire is an old recording that crackles, surface of a distant blazing sun, the blooms from the bottoms of ships as they leave land, sky, atmosphere. But Earth? They live in dry dust, even if the young ones call the element after their own planet clunky in the litany of air, water, fire, even if they favor goddesses of justice, truth, flowers, beauty, underworlds, crossroads, talk less and less of those who bless rivers, oceans, trees, heavens, fertile ground. Make old ways new, they say, to elders who grumble, as elders always will. Planetary anthropologists of Earth's diasporas delight in Megaira, its strange traditions, emerging schisms, haunting phantoms of dollar signs, another 3D witch planet tell-all. Tasteful, educational, promoting understanding, of course, ethical. We must always remember what was done to these people. The death customs alone whisper their greedy academic dreams. Said the elder to the social scientist, our mothers knew we could not be buried in the earth of Megaira and return to the earth. Our sisters in Kemet bless Megaira's ground as Nephthys' body, for it mummifies without natron. The rest of us go to the earth we have, fertilize our tanks, our farms, feed our families to come. It is grisly, but it is our way. This planet was a punishment for sin we did not admit, and we made old ways new, in peace, mostly. Who is envious and angry now, who torn apart for their crimes? Such wisdom, not the stuff of bestsellers, and greed wins out. Thus the grainy film that tore through intergalactic academia like wildfire, better in its unblinking way than 1,000 artfully edited shock pieces, that iconography that got so many bright graduate student bodies searched for hidden recorders and secret allegiances by peoples who had never quite trusted those nice enough off-worlders to start with. Exterior, night. The witches gather around a rocket, almost cartoonish, traditional old Earth, historical documentary type. It towers above the articulated figures, white shifts over their suits. And there is the body of the dead witch, wrapped in her winding sheet, no inch of skin exposed, the dust gathering already in the folds of her white shroud. And there's air to carry sound, but it's unbreathable for lungs evolved for less grit, so the film's focus is softened, as if shot through a dirty cloud. Helmet loudspeakers, dulled with dust patter, render the audio tinny, whispery, somehow properly arcane, and it seems to be the figure behind the corpse that speaks. Why is this one not returned to the earth? And one steps forward. She must not be allowed the earth's strength. Why may this one not feed those that come after? And another, there is poison in her bones, unfit for our children's marrow. Why must this one be weak? What is her poison? And now a cacophony of voices. She spoke lies, set death and poverty, attacked the weak, would not accept correction, dared name herself queen. Megaira has no queen, they say, in what seems like unison. Noted and well-respected doctor of philosophy and somewhat accidental film critic after the Megaira incident, the dead woman had been freeze-dried, her corpse preserved for an old earth year and a day, and the elders circled every third night in the groves, 122 chances for anyone to come, speak, conference in, claim her body for their grove or their garden before the end. And some could have used the nutrients, but none came. This was not a puppet trial, but sentencing for a verdict pronounced some time before by a pure consensus of silence, and an expensive punishment too. Time was they went hungry to pay for the parts and make sure the next rocket lay ready, and they might go 100 years between launches. Such wisdom is also not the stuff of bestsellers, but produced respectable revenue, considering. On the screen, a grim gavotte, suited bodies bearing the body, stiff between them, solemnly sliding their burden into the ship that will bear it. And one seals it, tiny torch, a blinding spot of light in the film, the others circling, arms raised. The torchbearer sears indistinguishable sigils into the patch, the door continuing around the tube as the circle hums protective harmonies. It is not important, said the good doctor, if the door seal survives the path to the sun. The real locking mechanism would hold at 7G, though they do have a lovely tale of one whose bones fell like a meteor shower, burning. So cleansed by fire and air, they say, Megaira forgave, blessed her bones. And they put meteors by the airlocks in their homes now, a new folk magic, long ago apostate, now a fierce protector at the gate. The dust whirls faster, erases the details. Dim figures drop their arms, walk counterclockwise 3 times, the welder at the end of the line, filing finally toward the hatch, the Warrens, leaving the towering ship alone against the horizon line, unmistakable, proud, silent, a short delay, then fire and noise, blossoming, manifesting, pushing, rocket, body, sigils, skyward, sunward. Thank you.